and welcome to Home Recording 101. I'm Ren and I'm your host. Today we're going to continue in our series about equipment you'll need for your home recording studio. This is episode 5 and we're going to be talking about microphones today. So you're starting to build your home recording studio and you're going to need to have microphones to record things like acoustic guitars and voices. A guitar through an amplifier or something like that you might want to record. We're going to talk about the kinds of mics that you might need today. So there's basically two different kinds of microphones. One is a dynamic microphone and one is a condenser microphone. So what are the differences between the two? Well, really simply, a dynamic microphone is going to tend to be a less expensive microphone because there are no real electronics involved in the process of recording through that kind of a microphone. They use a system that is a diaphragm that's coupled to a voice coil, which is a wire that connects to the diaphragm, that is surrounded by a magnet. And the pressure that is exerted on the diaphragm makes the voice coil move, and the magnet picks up that vibration and turns it into electrical impulse. So that's how it converts into digital audio. With a dynamic microphone, there's no phantom power needed. You just plug it in and it's ready to go no matter what. A condenser microphone is a little bit different. It uses a diaphragm with a backplate construction. And when the diaphragm moves, it causes pressure against the backplate, and that backplate turns it into an electronic impulse. But to do that, it has to have some form of a power source. So this requires a 48-volt phantom power. Dynamic microphones tend to be very durable. I've got Shure SM57s and 58s that I've had for decades that have been dropped, they've been kicked, they've been thrown, and they still work and work really well. Condenser mics tend to be a little more sensitive and less durable in that respect, but they also tend to have a little bit higher frequency range or higher quality frequency range and recording quality. So must-have mics for a starting recordist. First mic is this little beauty right here. This is a Shure SM57. It is about $99 at retail and one of the best mic investments you're ever going to have. It's good for recording guitars. You can stick it up to a loud amplifier and it'll hold up and record it beautifully. It's great for recording snare drums, toms, kick drums, anything like that you need really good detail. This is great for. It's not super good for high detail kinds of things like hi-hats, or like if you want a really brittle sounding acoustic guitar, or overheads for a drum kit or something like that. It's not quite as good for an application like that. So you want to get at least one Shure SM57 to start with. For 99 bucks, again, you can't go wrong. The next thing that you want to invest in is a small diaphragm condenser mic, which is like this little bad boy right here. This mic is an MXL 603S pencil microphone. It's a small diaphragm, you can see on the top. It doesn't have a very large diaphragm space. These are really good for overheads on drums, for hi-hats, for things that are less loud, not so much drums, but acoustic instruments like guitars, mandolins, violins, those kinds of things. These are really great for that. They don't work so well for vocals, just simply because the small diaphragm doesn't have as much movement as the next mic I want to show you. So here's what a small diaphragm condenser mic looks like. This is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. This is an Audio-Technica AT2020. This is an entry-level microphone, and might run you $100, $125, $150, depending on where you get it. It's a good quality entry-level microphone. It's a large diaphragm. I don't know if you will be able to see here. If I turn it the right way, no, it won't show it. But inside of this capsule is a 1-inch diaphragm that captures the sound and converts it into audio through the cable and into your system. The benefit of a large diaphragm is that it has more detail than a small diaphragm. These are really good for things like vocals. Again, acoustic instruments like an acoustic guitar, an acoustic bass guitar with a large diaphragm sounds wonderful. A cello, stand-up bass, anything like that that you would utilize. These also work really well as overheads for drums because they do pick up such a wide range of frequencies well, that as overheads they're really, really defined and excellent to use. So those are the three different kinds of mics that you want to start with in your recording. A dynamic mic, a small diaphragm condenser, and a large diaphragm condenser. So let's move on now to different manufacturers and costs and that kind of thing. These days, you don't have to spend $2,500 to get a high quality studio microphone. There's microphones that are made in China that are exceptional quality and sometimes very true emulations of high dollar microphones, but they're pennies on the dollar comparatively. Maybe they might lack in quality in terms of mechanical construction or something like that, but the sound quality can be extremely good. So with that kind of in mind, I would say when you start off and getting your microphone locker put together, get the best microphones you can with the budget that you have. If you can afford to buy name brand mics, buy name brand mics. If you want great quality but don't have quite the budget for the name brands, then feel free to go with brands like MXL as an alternative. Warm Audio, Rode, any of those are really great, lower cost, high level mics. And I'll show you some of these here in a second. So what I've got on the screen right now is a Shure SM57. This is a dynamic mic, and it is solid as an ox. You can throw this against a brick wall 100 times, plug it in, and it'll work. The cost of the mic is $99, and it's a great investment. Get at least one of these to start with. A small diaphragm condenser. Here, this AKG is a really great product name, and they've got a couple of different product lines. This is the Perception line, which is their entry-level product. The AKG Perception P170 is an exceptionally good condenser microphone that has small diaphragm. It has a great frequency response. It sounds amazing, and is a really nice addition to anybody's mic locker, studio or entry level. And again, this is a $99 microphone right out of the gate. So for $200, you've got two really great microphones to start with. Another really good example is an MXL, which is a Chinese manufacturer, MXL Genesis FET HE Heritage. This is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. This is really great on instruments and vocals. It has plenty of headroom that you can record literally anything with this. It's great on kick drums to get a really airy kick drum sound. Really great on vocals. It's great on acoustic instruments. It's great as if you've got a pair of them to use for overheads on a drum kit. Really highly recommended microphone. For $299, it'll serve you very well and work really well on your mic locker and be a great starting option and flexible option for a large diaphragm condenser. A couple of other microphones of note that I want you to take a look at. Here's a manufacturer called Warm Audio. Warm is really getting a great name for building knockoffs of pro-level audio gear. This is the Warm W87 FET. The W87 FET is the clone of the Neumann U87. The U87, if you research it, is the be-all, end-all of vocal mics, especially in pop music these days, and actually going well back into the days of the Beatles and everybody from then on. It's a very high quality microphone, great sounding microphone, and really the sound of so many hit records you can't even imagine. If you were to buy a Neumann U87, you would be spending upwards of $2,500 to get one of those mics. This mic is $600. Great option for a microphone that is a high quality studio sound for a low dollar price. The next one I want to show you is the U47 or the WA47 from Warm Audio. This is a clone of the Neumann U47 microphone, another standard in studio microphones. And again, thousands of dollars to get one of these. Comparable cost to this is $900. So really for a relatively low amount of money comparative to the original, you're getting virtually the same microphone for less than a quarter of the cost. So this is a really good option. Another in the Warm line that I want you to see is the WA14. This compares to the AKG 414 line. Now the AKG 414 line starts at about $1,400. One of the things that they boast is total flexibility. You have a multi-pattern condenser mic that has cardioid, figure 8, and omni. It also has roll-offs of 10 and 20 dB, so you can record extremely loud source content with this microphone and not blow out your signal path. These microphones, again, are studio standards. They've been around forever. They're very high quality, have a great quality sound, and this is a really true reproduction of that microphone at a fraction of the cost. Another microphone I want you to see is the Rode line. One of my favorite vocal mics is the Rode NTK tube microphone, which is this one here. It's $529. This microphone is a self-powered microphone, so you don't have to use phantom power with it. It is a tube-centered microphone. What a tube does in a microphone is it adds what they call harmonic distortion or warmth to the sound. So rather than it just being the stereo sound coming straight off of your diaphragm, the tube adds a little bit of something to the sound, which is really quite nice and warm and wonderful, especially on vocals. So I love this microphone for that purpose. I also love it on acoustic guitars, mandolins, violins, fiddles, anything acoustic. So the Rode line of microphones are really good quality, inexpensive mics. Here's a pair of pencil mics through Rode that are $200 or $100 a piece. Great value, great microphones. So Rode is another line that I would recommend looking into. Finally, let's talk about an old standard, Audio-Technica. Audio-Technica, and I showed you the AT2020 here a little while ago. Brand new, you can buy this microphone for $99. It's a very nice quality, large diaphragm condenser microphone. Their small diaphragms are really nice too, and you'd be just as well picking up any of those. So that really kind of covers microphones and what you will want to be looking at in terms of starting off on your studio. I hope that the information was of value to you and useful. If you have any questions about any kind of a product regarding microphones, please send me an email at info@arencreative.com, and that's right there on your screen. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and I will answer every email that comes in. So again, I hope this was useful information today. Tomorrow, our next topic is going to be studio monitors, so stay tuned for that. I hope you have a great day. Happy recording.